click on it. Yes. So Sylvia, is it working now? Okay, so we have to import the Bootstrap. Let me collapse the node modules here and then go to our layout. That's the main file. So here, and then scroll up. Make sure you bring the Bootstrap above the global CSS file. So let's say import into a quote. Okay, this time you are not doing import from, but then you are doing import, then you specify a quote, and then you do your Bootstrap like this, / the distribution / CSS / you do bootstrap.mean.css. okay, so that's where the Bootstrap file is located. You have to learn this and understand. You see, when I do this, the last part does not show. So you see, when I do Bootstrap, it pops up, IntelliSense pop up. When I do / also, the IntelliSense of this shows up, right? It's easy when the IntelliSense are popping up. So when I do the CSS also pop up. When I do a / now the file itself does not pop up, but then I know the file is what? bootstrap.mean.css or bootstrap.css. okay, then when I save, I'll save that. I want to check and see if my Bootstrap file is working nicely. So after importing it here, take note of this. If you type something wrongly, it won't work. It's a reference to a file, a path to a file. So if something is missed out somewhere, it won't work. It won't work at all. Okay, so if we've gotten that clearly, then let's go to our pages. Let's see if we can be able to use something. Let me put a button here. So we'll call an input of type button, right? But then let's call it, say, click me. That's the value. But then I want to give it a class name of btn and btn primary. Now this command is coming from the Bootstrap library. So I have the btn and btn primary, so it's going to use a primary btn color. You can see, so you can see that it means that my this thing is working. If I remove this class here and save and come here, I see a normal button here. But when I use that reference, that is a Bootstrap class, so then it gives me that. So it means the CSS part is working. Okay. And then you see we are using the Bootstrap container class. Okay, we also have the container fluid, which spans from one end to the other. Okay, so you see now it is closer to the edge more than it was earlier. So the container fluid spans the entire width of your page, but then just the container would cap it to, I think, 1,200 and something px value. Okay, when you go to the official documentation, you see it on their page. Okay, so that is it. We're now confident that this thing is working. Now let us also import one icon. We have installed a React icon. Let's import one and see if that is also working fine. So I will do import into a curly brace like this, and then we say from, then we'll say React icons, and then I want to import the icons from FA6, right? So you can check the different icons. We have different icon packs that you can choose from. Now let me choose something like a trash. Let me look for trash and see. It should be FA trash. Okay, so I can see FA trash here. Let me just pretend. I just want to see if it's working. So defining my FA trash here, then I'll come down to this part and then do a div. Let me do a div and then call this component in. So it's a component, so I'll call the trash, and that will be all. So I'm referencing to this component here. When I save, let's see if we get that. Okay, so good. We also have the icon showing there, and we can even define a style for it. So we can say the color of the icon should be red. So when I specify red, it should change. Oh, the red is a string, so I have to put it in a quote. So when I do that, you can see the icon is set to that. I can increase the font size and so on. So basically the settings we did, the installations we did for that is working fine. But then there will be one part that we have to also import a JavaScript file for certain contents of Bootstrap, the ones that require a JavaScript to drive the events that will be triggered, right? So sometimes you want to toggle something, a button, you need this thing. So let's insert something and then we'll use that to explain it, right? So we are going to our, I'm going to the Bootstrap page. Let me come here and then open the Bootstrap. So it's called Get Bootstrap. Getbootstrap.com. So let me go to the latest. Okay. So you just get, you can also do Get Bootstrap or just Bootstrap, and then Google will get it for you, right? You click on the first result that shows up. Now I want to create a nav bar, a navigation bar at the top. So I'll click on, I'll look for nav bar at the left side here. So it falls under the components. Okay, we have the components. So you click on the nav bar here and then it launches the nav bar. Now I want to pick this very first one. So everything you see here, I want to click on this to copy to clipboard. So I'll click on that thing like a paper clipped. So you click on that, it copies to clipboard. This is the command. Okay, you can always change things inside it, but take note, NextJS and React uses class name, not class, because this class keyword holds special meaning to the JavaScript library. So you can't just use this class here. So we have to change them to class name. So when you copy this, come into your code, and then in the app folder, you click on the app folder. Let's create a new folder called components. We are creating a new folder called components. Okay, so in the Bootstrap page, let me go over again. In the Bootstrap page, you go to the documentation, the docs. You scroll down to where you have components. Okay, you look through it, you see navbar, and then scroll, and then at the bottom, I think the very first one, we are copying. We have different types. Okay, this one only comes with just a logo section. You can add your own thing to the other side, so it's very simple. This is it for the first one. This one also comes with an icon, right? It's very simple like this, but then you have to add your own thing. And then this also have some other stuffs in there, so it depends on the type you want to use, right? So we are using the very first one. And now you come to your projects. In the apps folder, click on the apps folder, and then click on folder and name it components. Click on the components section, and then add a new file to the components folder and name it navbar.js. So navbar.js, then hit enter. And then let's do RAFCE like we've been doing in React. You can also do it in NextJS, but then unless you have installed the ES7, right? You see ES7, React, Redux, and GraphQL, React Native, and then React Native snippets. That is what gives you this shortcuts. Now delete the React import at the top, and then select this div, delete it, and then backspace, and then paste the one you copied. Now after pasting that, let me give you a moment for you to all do it. We'll get some error here. So I created a nav bar. Look at, I created a component with starting with a capital letter, right? So navbar.js. Then I did the RAFCE. If you don't have that, please quickly install it from the extensions. So you go to the extensions, you type ES7 React and so on, and that should pop up. So this very one is what we are using. Now this error is caused by several reasons. One, we need to get the class keyword here to class name instead of class. And then also there are some elements. React elements require all the tags to be closed using the closing tag, like the /. If it's a self-closing tag, you don't have to omit the /. So that's what is causing the main errors here. So you see HR, horizontal rule, in HTML it does not really require your /. You can use it there, but then it's not required. But in React it is required. So I need to look for the HR here, which is a horizontal rule. Make sure that the closing section of it, you see it's inside the LI, and this is the closing LI, but the HR is self-closing, so I have to bring a / to handle that. So you can see the error is gone. Then you come down, you see there's an input here, and it's also self-closed. So here at the end here, when you scroll to the end, you see it. So you don't want to do a self-close. And now you see our distance is turned green, which means it is all good, it's no more red. But then we still have this class name here. So make sure you have corrected the errors, the two errors we have in there, by looking for the HR and then do a closing tag here, and then